The lunch rush had barely begun when Anna wiped her damp palms on her apron and tried to shake off the heavy fatigue from working back-to-back shifts. The diner where she worked wasn't glamorous. The paint peeled near the windows, the neon sign flickered, and the booths carried the faint scent of coffee soaked into their leather over decades. But for Anna, this place meant survival. It meant rent would be paid, groceries would be bought, and her little sister Lily wouldn't go to bed hungry. She never expected that her entire life was about to change that day, and it started with a man who walked in wearing arrogance like a tailored suit. He entered with an entourage, though he clearly didn't need one. Tall, immaculately dressed, and with eyes so sharp they seemed to cut through anyone who looked at him for too long. He didn't wait to be seated. He claimed the largest booth, sat down like he owned the place, and barked orders as if the staff were beneath him. The other waiters scattered, pretending to be busy. But Anna? She didn't have the luxury to choose her customers. She grabbed her notepad, forced on a polite smile, and walked over. "Good afternoon, sir. What can I get you started with today?" He didn't look up. "Coffee, black, and make it fast." His tone was clipped, dismissive, almost cruel. Anna bit the inside of her cheek but nodded. She'd dealt with rude customers before, but something about him unsettled her. His jawline, his dark hair, even the way he furrowed his brow when annoyed, it all felt eerily familiar. As the hours passed, his behavior only worsened. He complained the coffee was too cold, the pie too sweet, the service too slow. Anna wanted to snap back, to tell him he wasn't at some 5-star restaurant where the staff bowed to his every whim. But then she glanced at the photo tucked inside her apron pocket. Lily smiling with missing front teeth. That picture always reminded Anna why she endured everything. Family came first. Still, something gnawed at her. Why did he feel so familiar? His name, she soon overheard, was Daniel Harrington, a billionaire businessman splashed across magazines for his ruthless takeovers and icy charm. The man who was untouchable, untamed, and seemingly heartless. He was everything Anna despised. And yet, fate wasn't done with its cruel twist. That night after her shift, Anna returned home exhausted. She tucked Lily into bed, kissed her forehead, and sat by the small wooden desk to sort through the mail. Among the bills was a letter she had never seen before, an envelope with no return address, just her name inside a folded birth certificate. She froze. Her mother's name was there, her own name was there, but under father, a name she had never known, a name that matched the billionaire she'd served that very day, Harrington. Her hands trembled. She read and reread until her tears blurred the ink. Could it be possible that the rude man who looked at her as if she were invisible was her blood, her brother? Anna's world spun. She wanted to ignore it, to crumple the paper and throw it away. But something inside her, perhaps the same resilience that had carried her through years of hardship, told her she needed answers. So the next day, when Daniel returned to the diner, she gathered her courage. She stood before him holding the folded certificate in her apron. "I need to talk to you," she said firmly. Daniel barely glanced up. "If this is about yesterday's service, don't waste my time." "No," she said, her voice steady but trembling beneath. "This is about something bigger, something you need to know." When she laid the paper before him, Daniel's expression faltered for the first time. His hands stilled, his eyes scanned the page, and the color drained from his face. "What is this supposed to mean?" he demanded, though the crack in his voice betrayed him. "It means," Anna whispered, "that you and I are family." The revelation hit like thunder. For Daniel, it was impossible to accept. For Anna, it was terrifying to admit. He accused her of lying, of trying to extort money. His words cut deep, but Anna held her ground. "I don't want your money," she said, tears streaming. "All I ever wanted was to know the truth. And now I know it, whether you believe it or not." The days that followed were filled with tension. Daniel sent investigators. DNA tests were arranged. And the truth was undeniable. They were siblings, separated by a broken past neither had asked for. But family wasn't built on blood alone. It required trust, forgiveness, and time. And those were things Daniel had never learned. Challenges mounted quickly. Daniel, raised in privilege, didn't understand the struggles Anna faced. The double shifts, the late rent, the skipped meals so Lily could eat. He judged her for being small-minded, while she saw him as arrogant and cold. They clashed, fought, and nearly walked away from each other more than once. But then came the turning point. Lily, one evening, Daniel visited their tiny apartment for the first time. He saw the peeling wallpaper, the second-hand furniture, and the little girl who ran to hug Anna the moment she walked through the door. When Lily looked up at him with wide, innocent eyes and asked, "Are you my uncle?" Daniel's walls cracked. For the first time, he didn't see Anna as an inconvenience or a stranger. He saw her as a sister who had sacrificed everything for family. He saw himself in Lily's curious gaze, a child who deserved more than loneliness and abandonment. Slowly, painfully, a bond began to form. Daniel started helping quietly, paying Lily's school fees, fixing the apartment, ensuring Anna didn't have to work endless shifts. At first, Anna resisted, proud and afraid of strings attached, but Daniel insisted it wasn't charity. "It's family," he said. In return, Anna taught Daniel something money had never given him: compassion. She dragged him to the diner to volunteer during Thanksgiving, had him join Lily's school fundraiser, and even convinced him to cook a meal instead of ordering his chefs to do it. Daniel fumbled, complained, but deep down, he laughed more than he had in years. They were healing together. Of course, challenges didn't vanish overnight. Daniel struggled to let go of his pride. Anna struggled to trust that he wouldn't disappear. Old wounds resurfaced, of abandonment, of betrayal, of the years lost to secrets. But with every fight came reconciliation, and with every tear came the promise of new beginnings. By the time months passed, Daniel wasn't the rude billionaire who barked at waitresses anymore. He was a brother, protective, flawed, learning, but genuine. And Anna wasn't the tired waitress surviving day to day. She was a sister, stronger than ever, and finally free from the loneliness of not knowing where she came from. The story of Anna and Daniel leaves one powerful truth: we don't always choose family, but we can choose what to build with the family we're given. Forgiveness may not erase the past, but it can create a future worth living. So if you're listening to this story today, remember, kindness can change lives, patience can heal wounds, and love, no matter how late it arrives, can still rewrite destiny.